Today's guest is a mixed martial artist from Belgium. She's 12 and 3, and she's on a 4-streak winning tear. Her name is Cindy Battlecat Dandois. Hey, 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 this is Evolve Women's MMA. And I'm Shelley Devine, your host. Good, we're on. So you just got back from the gym. I'd like to welcome Cindy. Did I say it right? Dandois?
Dandois.
Dandois. Oh, I'm going to learn a new
Sounds
word.
French. Yes.
Oh, okay. And she's the Battlecat.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
It's so nice of you to be to agree to come on at such short notice. This really actually helped me out a lot because I've had an extremely busy week and I didn't have a chance to reach out to anybody. And I asked Pam Sorensen. She goes, "Oh, you got to contact Cindy," and I was like, "Oh, great!" So thank you for coming on the show. So why don't you, if you give me a little bit about you and give our listeners a little bit about who Cindy is. I know you're a mom and you're a fighter. You're an MMA fighter, and I looked at your record and I was like, holy crap, you've had some amazing fights. But anyways, give us a little bit about you.
So I'm Cindy Dandois. I live in Belgium in Europe. It's a very small country next to France. I speak Dutch, so excuse me if I mess up in English. I try my absolutely best. I'm a teacher, a high school teacher. I teach French and English in the land of the blind, one eye ski. And I have 3 children of myself and 2 fosters. And I live with my grandmother in a small house in Deurne in Belgium.
Wow. You are an amazing woman. You're a teacher and a mom and a fighter. That's like 3 full-time jobs.
Oh yeah, it is. I had to choose between sleeping and fighting, and I chose fighting.
How do you do it? How do you juggle it all?
I don't know. I really don't know. Sometimes I'm so exhausted, and I just don't know.
Wow, that's just amazing. I'm thinking, how old are your kids?
I have my foster daughter is 17 years old.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter of 11 years old too. A son of 10 and 2 6-year-old little ones. One fostered and one of myself.
Oh my goodness! Wow. And do you do they have an interest in martial arts at all?
Oh, they all fight. They all practice. Yeah, they do.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So it's in the family.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to kick the hamsters. You know what the hamsters of my daughter are. They're making noise.
I hear them. They sound cute. I had hamsters when I was a little girl, and when we were in elementary school, and they had babies when we were on vacation during the holidays.
Oh, no. I don't want more babies from the hamsters. Please, no. They're noisy.
But their names were Stretch and Steel. They were so funny and they were so cute, and we couldn't believe that they had babies while we had them, but I guess they reproduce quite, often, apparently. I didn't know that when we were little, but it was fun. It was fun.
It's not something good you're telling me now. It's making me afraid because they're so noisy already now.
Oh, no. Are they a new pet for some of the kids?
Yeah. Actually, my kids go, it's like my kids go to a school where a lot of children are or Muslim or Catholic Christians, and I'm just a normal Christian. So we don't do communion, but all the other kids do, or they have something else. So my daughter was like, really like, oh, and I don't have anything. So I told her, like, you can choose something else, like no communion, but something else. And she chose hamsters.
Oh my word, that's so different. Wow.
That's so great.
And you're like, maybe we should have done something else here.
Yeah.
Here are the hamster.
They call it impulsive. My daughter's impulsive. I'm impulsive. So I thought it was a great idea. Till they start making noise all the time.
Oh my gosh, they sound cute though. They're little squeaky things. You don't have any cats or anything, or dogs too, do you?
5 cats, 2 dogs.
Oh my gosh, do you live on a farm or something, or what?
No, we're really, really very small. I just don't know, like all the kicked out animals of other people end up with me. So
Ah, you take in
yeah.
all the orphans.
Oh,
Is that what you do? Do you take in orphans? Because I know people that
not
take
even.
in orphans.
Yeah, it's not even taking them. They just drop them, like,
Yeah.
and they feel bad for them, and then they stay.
Yeah. Well, you have a big heart then. And you
Yeah.
must if you're a fighter, because most fighters have big hearts to get them in the ring and to do it. They have a lot of heart in the cage. Um, so you're on a 4-streak winning tear.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah. I had a hard fight in the UFC
Yes.
after a hard weight cut, a crazy weight cut. And after that, I decided I wouldn't go down anymore. And it seemed that I did better at 145 anyway. So like I started at 145, had fights there or higher, even higher. And I prefer to like fight my weight class, better for me, perform better.
Yeah.
I'm
Did you I mean, I know it was against your fight was against Alexis Davis, the hard fight, and they said it was a very good fight. However, the UFC just kind of let you go after it was a really good fight. And is there any chance that they may be calling you back or anything in the future where they're looking for featherweight, fighters? Have you heard anything?
no, I tried out. I tried out for tough
You did.
fighter, but yeah, for sure. But we didn't have any news yet. We don't know anything, so we're just a little bit in the dark here. So yeah.
Do they give you a timeline? Because it's been, let's see, I talked to Pam 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and she just got back. So you guys should be hearing something soon, I would think.
I hope so. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
We really don't know anything yet. They told us about 3 weeks, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to probably hear this week, I bet, something coming up this week or so. So how did you do, and how did you think the competition was when you were there, and what are your thoughts about the whole tryout?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how they're gonna pick the girls, but there were very good girls, and there were also girls who was like they fit better in 125. But I guess it's like a combination of everything, like your record, your style, or your how you are on camera, how you can talk. We'll see. But I'm excited. Like so many good girls showed up. So that's nice.
Yeah, you have a very impressive record too. And you used to actually train with Misha Tate, you were one of her training partners. And how was that training with Misha? What were your big takeaways, and what did you learn with her? And did you ever tap her?
Yeah.
In training.
Oh, she tapped me and I tapped her. It happens. Yeah. Yeah. Mostly, I think Misha is, of course, a way better striker than I am. I think my judo is better than hers. So we have both have our good and our good points. All overall, I think Misha is a more complete fighter than I am anyway. And of course, she has the looks, and she's such a great person.
Don't knock yourself. I was looking at pictures of you. You're amazing looking. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I got already 3 babies. I'm like already,
Yeah, you look great for 3 babies. Oh my
3 babies. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But you see the march, No, Misha is a great person, and I learned a lot from her, like mixing things up, and it's good to be able to grapple with somebody who's like a little bit better than you. Then you learn more, and I'm a total different kind of grappler, so I'm sure she learned from me too. So yeah, I love to work with Misha. She's a great person too.
Yes. Yeah, she's done a lot for women's mixed martial arts. And I'd say so have you. And I noticed too, which I didn't know, and I just learned today, was that you fought and beat Marlis Kunin.
Yes.
Wow. I'm like, that was like, I looked at that, I was like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? But it was probably such a long time ago, and I really didn't, we were watching so many different women at the time, and just really didn't think too much about it, because we were all just like, Marlis, but you beat her. What was that like? I mean, even now, today, like, when if people come up to you, do they ever say anything about that to you?
Yeah, it's a strange story, actually. Like, I started martial art because I became fat after getting babies, like 2 of them. And I was like weighing maybe like a lot, like 220 pounds or something.
No.
Yeah, after I got my baby, so I had to like lose the weight. So I got into MMA to lose weight because I was a big fatty, you know. And after 11 months of like I know after my son was 11 months and I trained for 4 months, I went back to like 150 pounds about, and I had a fight with Marloes at 145 without ever wearing gloves in my life because I want to fight amateur fights, but it's hard in Europe to find them. So they told me like you can find Marloes because they needed an opponent, you know, for her just to like on a local card to like show off. And they were like, if you fight Marloes, then after that you can go back to amateur. And I beat her. So I couldn't go back to amateur.
Oh
They
my
tricked me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. Oh my goodness. Wow. So you also were supposed to fight Chris Cyborg.
No.
And that one kind of fell off and they gave the fight to somebody else. Were you pregnant at the time or what happened?
No, they gave me the fight at 140 and I just signed. And then Chris didn't want to fight 140 anymore. She wanted to fight 145. And without asking me, they gave the fight because they didn't, I don't know why, they thought I wouldn't take it or something. They gave the fight to a girl, a Russian girl with a 9-1 record. And you know who she has the one less? She had the one loss against me.
Oh, they didn't want her to lose, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they gave her to the girl is like the girl is a legit girl. The Russian one, she had like a 9-1 record, but the one loss she had was against me. So I was like, oh, not fair at all. But you know,
oh my goodness, that's crazy. I was looking at your record and some of the things that had happened in your history, and I'm like, wow, this is really odd. You've had some great opportunities, and then that one kind of fell off, and I just thought that was so strange that it didn't happen and why they changed and went to somebody else. But
I've been asking for that fight for years, and I will keep on asking it. It's the only reason why I'm still fighting is that because I have unfinished business there. I want to face Chris. I want to face the best in the division. I want to fight her for that title she has there, and that's my unfinished business. You know, like
well,
that's
maybe
why
you get in tough, and that'll be
that's why.
battle. Yeah,
that's the only reason why.
So, I mean, you paid to come over to Vegas and for that short weekend to come in, and did you fly in by yourself or did you have a team with you or?
No, I flew in with my boyfriend and I stayed with Misha just to like try out and go back. And it's hard for me because, money is a big issue as a single mom.
Yeah.
I'm not together with my boyfriend for a long time, so I pay everything by myself. It's always taking big risks, and luckily I had one sponsor of me helping me out and with tickets a little bit. But yeah, it's always a risk because I miss days of work anyway, So
yeah. How does that interfere with your teaching job? I mean,
my principal usually gives me off for like if it's a hard week or something, like a day. But I cannot disappear for weeks. I cannot this year.
So how, if you're called up for tough, how's that going to affect your work?
It's summer holiday. I'm happy. That's why I really want to be in because I have 2 months of summer holiday and the show is just like recording in my summer holiday.
Yeah. Wow. So much to think about. I mean, I got to hand it to it sounds everybody that I interview, most of you women that I interview is, they're working a full-time job. Some of them have children like you do. And then they're doing a fight camp. And I'm like, or a fight training, the full gig of that. And I'm like, I don't even know how you guys, ladies, I really don't. It's amazing. It is.
During fight camp, I wake up 5:30 in the morning. I go for a run. I come back home. I prepare my kids for school. I send them to school. I go to my school. I work till 4:30 in the evening, p.m. 4:30 p.m. Then I get them from school. I make their homework with them. They eat. We go to the gym. I teach kids classes. I train myself, and then we get home. And then I have to prepare my classes for the next day.
That's a long day, and that's every day.
Every day.
Yeah, that's 24/7. You don't get any time off on the weekend.
No, the weekend is like cleaning the house and getting all other stuff done. So
yeah, I know.
Cleaning is like, it's not very clean at my house.
Right. Oh my goodness. So what are your, I mean, we know that you want to get on tough, but let's say, we got the tough thing going. I'm just going to say, I'm going to put it out there. Universe is going to bring this girl into tough, and she's going to get her wish, and she's going to get into the cage at some point with Chris Cyborg. So how do you see, that dream of yours unfolding within the next, 3 years? Or are you just micro focused on this task in front of you right now?
Yeah, that's my task. That's my goal.
Nothing beyond that yet. That's it.
I learned through the years that I don't have to put too many goals. Like, if I want to do this and that and that and that, I already have my job. Like, I'm focused. I've been telling for years I want to fight Chris. I'm not giving up my dream. It's that or it's nothing. I don't have anything else to prove anymore. I've beat the best. I fought the best. I lost. I came back. I lost again. I came back. I got babies in between. The one thing is still on my list is Chris. And I think tough is the perfect possibility to get what I want. And if I have to fight other girls on the way, I will. Like, I love fighting. But at the end of the day, it's Cyborg who I want to face.
Yeah.
That's been the dream,
Yeah. So you got some stiff competition on the way too, I would say. I
Sure.
know Pam Sorensen, she's definitely going to be, I think she'll be in there. And if you're in there, it's going to be a very excellent show for sure.
Yeah, and Pam is
crazy good show, because you're all shooting for the same thing. You all want that, like, you all want Chris, a piece of Chris, which she's probably pretty excited about too, because we're building.
Yeah, because they have been telling her for years there is no girls who want to fight her. There are no 145ers. Like, they've been telling bullshit to her, like, big bullshit, because I'm there. Ediane Gomez is there. Pam Sorensen is there. Zara Fern is there. We're all pulling, like, please, let's fight Chris. And what do? They give her bantamweights.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
No, not at
all. Like, Leslie Smith actually even was a flyweight before.
Yeah, so come on, Dana White and the guys in the UFC. What the hell are you waiting for? Thank God they got a tough show coming up. They had like 30 some odd women at that tryout.
There were a lot of tryouts. Yeah. At the end, there were still 20 left, and from those 20, you have to choose 8. So.
Wow. And who will the coaches be?
We don't know. We don't know anything.
Wow. I wonder who they'll be. I'm like, oh, that's kind of exciting. Hopefully they get somebody really cool. It would be kind of, well, even though Gina Carano hasn't been in there for a while, but it would have been kind of.
That would be awesome.
Like, someone like that come in, a little vengeance.
Awesome.
Something that would really put a spin on the show, right? But she doesn't have any involvement right now with them. That's the only sad thing. Or maybe even Misha Tate, or I don't know. Something.
Yeah, Misha just got the baby, so I don't think her priority is there now.
Yeah. But so, it would be interesting to see who they end up having, if it will be a female coach or even a male coach. Does it matter to you?
I don't care. I don't care at all. Just I'm very excited if I get in. I know my striking is my weakness, but the thing is, people have to understand that I have to pick my fights. Like, if I have to like get better on a point, it's better to get better at one point and be perfect at it, than to like get better on every point a little bit. And I have to like work full time and get my things done. And if I have to choose between, like, if I have to grow, then I prefer to be very good at 1 point or 2 points, and then the other thing, like, find a way out of it. But now, if I have 6 weeks in the house, not my children around, not my job around, to focus on the striking, I think I can be a way more complete fighter, and that's something where I'm really looking forward to.
That's awesome. That is like kind of like a Bruce Lee kind of concept, isn't it? It's like the watch out for the martial artist that studies the same kick 10,000 times instead of the one that tries all the other things or whatever. Which I think
everybody knows I'm gonna throw, and still they get thrown. Well, you know how many times I did that throw? Like, not 1,000 times, not 2,000 times. Like, I've been doing that throw from when I was 5-year-old till now.
Wow. So you've been involved in judo for since you were a kid? Like, when did you start when you were a kid?
I was
Oh
5 years
my
old.
goodness. So it's in you now. It's like it's
Yeah,
innate.
and I'm still doing it. Like
Wow.
I still practice. It's like in
That's
my blood.
That's awesome. So when say when you were watching say the UFC when it really was bringing in women and you were watching Ronda Rousey, were you like, yeah, finally they got the judo player in there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't like Ronda really as a person
Uh-huh.
because sometimes she can be a meanie,
Yep.
but I do appreciate what she did for the sport,
Yeah.
and I really admire her work ethics, and I think she's a great fighter. And I really, it pains my heart to see how they're talking crap about her now,
Yeah.
because she did a lot for the sport, and we cannot acknowledge that. We
Yeah.
cannot look away from that. She's been amazing for the sport, and
Uh,
actually, you know, Misha is my best friend. Of course, I don't like her as a person when she flips her fingers to my best friend. But the competition between Misha and Ronda was something people want to see, you see. So that's how a lot of people got into martial arts for women. So that's good.
Yeah, they liked the little cat fight, the little whatever that they were doing. I think, that was probably an authentic grudge between the two of them, but I think it's possible that a lot of what Rhonda had said and done, like a lot of it was an act too, I think in some regards, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know her personally.
I know Misha was sometimes really upset about this.
Really? I think they both were. I think they both were upset. Like I think Misha was, and I think Rhonda was upset too when
Yeah.
she'd go off on her own. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's, but they really by putting themselves out there that way, they definitely struck a chord within like the culture, all people to get them to start watching and really driving women's MMA forward, which is like what we needed. We needed we needed a story. We need two antagonists fighting, two goddesses fighting,
Yeah, true.
you know?
Because why does everybody don't want to see Conor McGregor? Because he gets like creates his own wars all the time, and
Yeah,
that was like a war. And if you were like Team Rousey or Team Tate, but at the end of the day, everybody was watching the fight.
yeah. You want to
That's
see
good.
who's winning. You had like
Yeah.
somebody to shoot for. It was a very exciting time. I mean, I loved watching it. I was a Ronda. Yeah, I sided with Ronda. I mean, I watched Misha for a long time. I think she's a wonderful fighter, great fighter, talented, everything. But I was like such a Ronda fan. I was like,
Yeah,
we all picked our
for sure.
side.
I understand. Like
You
I
know?
have kids in my kids' classes with Rousey t-shirts, and I'm like, oh, you cannot do that. We're Team Tate. But like, I understand. I understand. She's a personality for sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So, what are some daily or personal daily routines or habits that can have contributed to your success? Because I mean, you got a full plate, and inquiring minds want to know, how do you keep the balls juggling? What do you do that keeps you successful?
I pray.
You
I
what?
think I pray. I think I pray. I talk to God. If I get tired, I talk to God. If I don't know anymore what to do, I talk to God. And sometimes I jiggle the ball and the ball goes right into my face, but I don't stop.
Oh, I love you. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So you pray, you connect, do you feel like you get a lot of good direction from source or God or whatever people want to call it, whatever their, higher power is? You feel like you get direction and answers? Do you ask questions? How do you pray? If you don't mind me asking. I know that's a personal
Yeah.
thing, but sometimes people need to hear this sort of stuff, especially for someone like yourself who mixes it up in the cage,
First of all, I always tell before when I start that I'm thankful for everything what I get, for my healthiness and for my children who are healthy and for all the good things in my life. I ask to forgive me for the things I do wrong, or when I hurt people, I say sometimes things on the wrong way. I don't mean them like that, and I hurt people. I ask forgiveness for that, and I just ask him for energy and for strength to put glory on his name, because every time I succeed in something, I know God is like on my shoulder.
Mm.
No, nobody. A lot of people talk crap about me, but I don't see anybody doing what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, like I'm all mixing it up because I have somebody having my back, and even I don't see this person or God, I don't see him, but I feel he's there having my back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what are the things that people are saying that are, talking crap about you, that you're not a fighter or you're not like any good, or what do they say?
They say I'm a soccer mom and I should stop fighting because I cannot throw a punch or things like that.
And
They're right. Actually, they're right. I am a soccer mom. I am. I'm proud of it. But like the way they say it is not very nice.
yeah, what's wrong with that? Being a mom and, like it's somehow a bad thing to be taking your kids to a game. What is wrong with that? Why, like I don't even understand that kind of mentality, and I'm sure you don't either. It's like, why would you even say that? It's so I don't know, degrading to women in general.
And also what I feel very sorry for, like they call me a soccer mom, but the girls who I one off, they're so great, and I'm like, that must feel very bad to lose from a soccer mom then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that. Oh, you punch like a girl. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a soccer mom. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I was just this kind of silly. I was just watching years ago. It was Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon, and she's.
I love that movie.
I'm like, I love this movie because she's just like, and I got the pink, resume or whatever, and it's scented, and I'm like, what is wrong with that for a woman to be so completely feminine and then turn around and kick ass?
Yeah, I love that movie. I love it.
I mean, she kicked ass in the courtroom, but I'm like, you kick ass in the ring or the cage.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Why can't we have those sides of our personality and appear strong and be strong and be, valued for it instead of, somebody diminishing you? And it's women that do that. Am I right? Is it women that do that? Do you find that women are saying that? Yeah.
I would never see a man pushing out a baby. Like they would die.
Yeah.
If they hit the flu, they die. Like die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have a runny nose. I'm dying. I don't go to work for 5 days. I'm like, ugh. Come on. Man up. Where are the balls?
Yeah, right. Well,
even my son, like, even today, like, I had kids classes before. I had to train myself, and last time my daughter beat him up. Like, they are very close in age.
Mm-hmm.
So today he was like, I want revenge, and she tapped, like, let him tap again, and then he was like so upset with it again. I'm like crying. I'm like, just give it up, boy. Like,
suck it up, kid.
suck it up. Like, crying doesn't make it any better. Or train harder, or just suck it up.
Yeah.
And he gets more upset.
Oh no. Well, he's sensitive. That's all. Which I think they might lose their sensitivity as they get older or something. I don't know what it is, but I find boys to be sensitive when they're younger, and then they kind of grow out of it or something. And girls tend to maybe grow into it. I don't know. Do you think?
I don't know. My daughter, like my 11-year-old, she's no joke for him. He cannot. Yeah. He gets sucked all the time.
So, can you share a story in your martial arts journey where you may have experienced like a aha moment, like you just had an epiphany go off, like, oh, I get it, or something? Can you share?
Yeah. So some years ago, when the first time I had to come to the United States, my first drop to 135. What I did totally wrong, by the way, because at fight day I was only 137, way too small.
Oh wow.
I fought Tonya Evinger after a layoff of almost 4 years.
Oh wow.
Very good idea. Like, I just take every fight. I never think. I'm like, oh, fine, we're going out there. And I wasn't ready, man. Like, dang. That woman, like, was so strong. Of course, she had an IV, and she, like, was back to, like, 155, and I was still very small. But the moment she was, like, putting her pressure on me, and I got that first elbows, because elbows are in Europe not allowed. So I wasn't prepared for that. I got that first elbow that I still taste today.
Oh.
That was a good lesson. Dang, I got manhandled. She, like, really beat the shit out of me.
She's vicious. I mean, she's vicious.
I wasn't prepared for that kind of viciousness.
I know. She's definitely vicious. She's a great fighter. She's been in it for a long time, like you have, and she's matured in a way that has been fun to watch over the year because she had her crazy times too. And now she's just like out there just having a good time, I think. And she can say what she wants because she has, I think, some of the respect because she was the Invicta FC champ there for a while. And now she's just waiting her time out to actually get another fight because she's recovering from an injury. But hopefully we'll see her fight again. Would you like to fight her again?
For sure, but I would be better prepared, first of all. Yeah, you know, it was, I'm always like, I'm going with the flow and I take any fight. And that wasn't the best fight to take after Leah for 4 years. But I'm like, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm not scared to have a loss, you know, like at all. Yeah. But the first elbow I got, I was like, I don't want to be here. Dang it.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I would love to fight her again. I would like, of course, do my weight cut smarter and everything. I learned, of course. But that woman has respect from me. And she know I fought my heart out. It was a fun fight, I think. I think I gave her a fun fight too because I had my little tricks too, and I did have my moments too. Right. But that was my biggest loss, but the biggest lesson I ever had.
Yeah,
for sure. And she's actually, Tonya is a great person too. Like, she's an amazing woman, strong, funny. Like, I like her like a lot.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. She's been on the show, and you know, we were talking when she was on the show that she was saying that, you know, I don't know why the UFC doesn't, you know, call me or call me up or whatever. They're dodging me. I don't know. Nobody likes me. She's got that going on. And then sure enough, like after the show, she's like getting a fight with Chris Cyborg, and I was like, how did that happen? I mean, it was just like one of those flukes because Megan Anderson, that's somebody too. You beat her. You beat Megan Anderson. I was like, what are you doing outside here and not in the UFC? And they're like playing with her back and forth. I don't even get that one. I'm like,
because I look like I ate too many ice cream cookies, and she looks like a big, strong athlete. That's the reason, I'm sure.
Oh God, I don't get it. I'm like, no.
I have abs, but they're hidden under a little layer of protection.
Yeah, well, it's the feminine body, you know, like, yeah, you got, you know. So tell us a story of a time in your journey that you experienced failure and what you learned.
Failure. I experience failure almost every day at the gym, every day. Because I always train with boys, and they're always too strong, and they always smash me around, and they can do 50 pull-ups, and I cannot do even one. And I face failure every day, and every day I have to like just suck it up, go home with it, and you know, get stronger, you know. And then when I don't know why I get beaten up in the gym so many times, like every day. But then when the cage door closes and I'm in my own fight, it all falls together, you know. So I think failing every day and being okay with failing and thinking about it and to improve is what makes me better. So
that's great. Sounds like you put your ego aside a lot.
Yeah, I don't have the chance to get an ego with those boys.
I think most women are probably thinking the same thing when they're training with the men in the gyms, you know.
You mostly have to train with the men. There aren't enough girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would you say has played a meaningful role in your life's journey and influenced you in a positive way?
My kids, for sure, because I do all this for them to show them, like, even if you're coming from a small country or even you're coming from a family without money or like a small house or anything, as long as you work hard, they can do whatever they want and they can be whoever they want. If they want to be a princess and still kick ass, that's like where I do my fighting around. Like, they can do that. They can be both. They can be princess, they can be fighter. They can be whoever they want to be, and I want to be an example for them. So that's why I'm doing this. Second of all, my brother, my big brother, Ben, he's my coach. He's my best friend. He's always with me. We've been through everything, ups and downs. Yeah, he's always with me, you know.
Is he the guy in the photograph where you guys are upside down and you're in like a yogi pose, but you're doing a handstand? Is that?
No, my brother isn't that flexible.
Uh-oh, got you in trouble.
No, my brother he's like wood. He's like the explosive one. I'm the flexible one.
Oh, wow. So are you a yoga practitioner? Do you practice?
No, I don't like yoga. Yoga makes me nervous. I'm just flexible.
You're just flexible and very athletic and kind of like a gymnast, I'd say. If you're getting in a yogi pose and then you're doing a handstand, I'm like, you got some stuff going on there. You got some gymnastic skills.
But still, I look like I ate too many ice cream cookies.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I can't. Nobody can see you behind there. We just see your face, but I doubt it.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do. When I gain, yep.
So you have a.
I know.
Who doesn't? What has been the greatest challenge when dealing with fear, and how do you overcome it?
Yeah, well, actually, in fighting, I don't feel fear. I just love it. It's a passion. But I have fear to disappoint my children sometimes because I put a lot of effort and time in my sport, and sometimes I'm afraid that I lose precious time with them. So then I talk with them, and I'm like, guys, what do you think? I talked with them about the Ultimate Fighter because if I get in, I will be gone for a long time. And I was like, are you okay with it? Like, don't see me for 7 weeks because it's their holiday too, And I first didn't want to do it, and then they were like, "Yeah, Mom, we have been working for this so long, and we want to see you achieve this goal." And my daughter is training so hard to achieve her goals, and my 17-year-old coming out of a rough situation, but she's fighting with adults, and we're all like, "Just do it, please." They want me to succeed, but sometimes I feel like I disappoint them a little bit because I've been in this for so many years and I still didn't manage to do what I need to do.
Yeah. Sometimes that's part of the journey, being patient and then those things will line up when I don't know, when the timing is right. And then you have this amazing, experience, possibly, like a victory or something that comes in, or you have an amazing opportunity. And hopefully hopefully the Ultimate Fighter show will be that for you, where you can get in there, get in the house and get a chance to perform and compete and be seen. And learn. Yes. And learn. You'll learn so much, but I think, and then your kids will be watching and it sounds like it would really be a truly amazing experience for you. And it may be the time is right too, by the sound.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, mine too. That would be great. What are 3 or a few things that you do that are essential for your success to leading an empowered life as a woman?
As a woman? Well, I don't know. I don't always feel like a woman. I blow my nose in my t-shirt during practice. My hair looks like, I don't really think about that. I just live my life and I see myself as a child of God, and I don't really think about that I'm so different as a woman as a man because I'm doing the daddy and the mommy things, I pay the bills. I work full time. I train. I fight. So I don't see the difference being a man or a woman, really.
Oh, wow. That's profound. For me, I just think that's so profound because there's so much, there's so much duality in our world. And there is, women are treated sometimes a different way as men are treated a different way. But to have that in yourself, that you're confident in yourself, to feel like, there's no difference in me concerning that. I think that's really powerful. And
I had it when I was a kid. When I was 5, my mother wanted to put me on ballet. Come on, me, ballet. I can't dance. Yeah, ballet. I cannot dance. So I was crying every time. I was upset. And I wanted to go wrestling with my brother because my brother was a freestyle wrestler. He's 7 years older than I am. But they didn't allow girls in the gym. They didn't. There were no girls. So every time I would cry, I didn't want to do that. So at the end, my father let me do judo, but I kept on asking to do wrestling. And after 3 years, the coach was like, okay, do a practice. And I did the same things as the boys. And because I was already doing judo, I could throw some of the boys. And then he let me do some competitions. I started winning, and then I was accepted in the group. So sometimes you just you cannot give in on the things that people try to push you in. They try to push you in the closet, like, oh, you're just a woman, stay there. That's easy to, oh, I'm gonna sit here, I'm just a woman, I'm gonna sit here. No, that's not what you can do. You have to push it, and when you get your opportunity, you have to grab it, fight for it, and they will accept you. But if you agree with what people say, like, oh, you're just a woman, you cannot do this or cannot do that, then you have a problem. There are things who are more, what I think, like, more better for men to do than women, for example. But if you really want something, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's great. That is so awesome. One of my last questions was going to be, but you already answered it. It was going to be share a story when you felt inadequate or you were told no because you were a woman, and how did you handle it? You cried. You know?
No, I kept on asking. Yeah, I'm gonna wrestle.
Yeah,
let me wrestle. Yeah.
As a little girl, you just said, let me wrestle, but you probably had drove your parents crazy. You just kept asking.
Oh, parents, and even my brother's coach, I was like, why can I not? Yeah, we don't allow girls. This drama. Like, I'm not a big woman. Like, of course, I grew to a woman in the group, but like, nah, I want to wrestle. There's no way. And the thing is, like, me and my brother, when we were small, we always watched WWE. Yes. In the night. He would come and take me out of my bed to watch it together.
Who's your favorite fighter?
Mine? Oh, I had some. I was a big Ultimate Warrior fan.
Yeah.
JD Snake Roberts. Coco Beware.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm thinking.
Earthquake.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some. I can't think of them right now, but there was one. Who was it? Andre the Giant. This is like revealing my age.
Yeah, he died.
I know. He was like such a big, like scary, like when I was little, I was like, he's a big, scary guy. And I'm like, wow. And then there was Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we loved it.
Those guys, all.
So my brother would actually like put little ribbons around his arms. So he would be the Ultimate Warrior, and I would put my little blue bathing suit on, so I could jump on him and be Earthquake. Oh
my word, that's so fun, right? Isn't that fun?
We cosplayed.
Yeah,
it was fun. We had the best times. Like my brother and me, we have been growing in these sports. That's all what we've been doing, and we are so different as a person, like totally different. We have a different style, but at the end of the day, we have the same goals. So.
That's awesome. So you're very close to your brother, and you're very family orientated. That's awesome. And it sounds like you're building a beautiful family too.
Yeah, I'm happy with my family. My grandmother also is the best.
That's awesome. So I want to thank you for being on the show. I wondered if you had anybody you'd like to shout out to, or anything where people might, if you had a website or anything that you want to say to your fans, anything in parting, if you like to.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say thank you for those fans who are with me and believe in me. And even though my striking isn't looking very beautiful and technical, they still believe in me. That's one thing. I want to thank my brother for always being there. And I want to thank one of my sponsors, WMMA, who is with me for years now and always believed in me and always is helping me out and is being a great friend when I just need to talk. That's nice. And of course, Misha and my management, Airweight management, to be part in this journey.
Well, thank you. That's awesome. We wish you well. I'm really hoping to see you in this season of the Tough show, the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter show, and being a contender for a featherweight, maybe title at some point.
It would be fun to be together with Pam, part of it. Pam is a very, very great person, I think. Yeah. And a great fighter. It's going to be a tough fight for me.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. You know what? Pam is a little bit like me. Well, we go out there, we have fun in the cage, but after that, we can have a glass of wine. We're fine. There is no war next to it. It's all sports, and I like that. That's a good spirit.
That's awesome. It's an awesome way to think and be. It's great sportsmanship, and that's what I always loved about women's mixed martial arts, because most of the time they really are, and they care about one another a lot, and they want to see this sport maintain and grow and offer greater opportunities for women. So
that's it. We need good opponents. If there are no good opponents, we cannot grow.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on to the show today, and good luck with Tough, and good luck with your training. And I hope I'll be hearing some good news that you're on the show in the next, week or so.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers are crossed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. I'd like to thank our guest, Cindy Battlecat Dandois, for being on the show. It was great to hear her experience about being on the Tough show for this next season coming up, and hopefully she'll make it onto the show and be one of those featherweight contenders to help build that division. So Chris Cyborg has an opponent. I think that would be great if she made it. So good luck to you, Cindy. So if you like what you heard today and eager to hear more, remember to subscribe or download on iTunes, or better yet, drop us a line or an email and get updates on our up-and-coming guests. Or you can check out my blog at evolvewmma.com, or simply follow us at facebook.com. I love WMMA. This is Shelley Devine. Until next time, thanks for listening.